St. Louis, the gateway to the West, is now the gateway to the best.
Swing and get up, baby! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Home
The game is over. The series is over. The wait is over.
What's happening, nerds? This is John nerding out with cards, and this video is, I think, a really cool one because I'm going to be showing you some stuff from a trip I made over to the Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum. But first, I got a package in the mail from Blue Collar Cards, Treavor over there, and he included this nice little note. And one of the things that really kind of stuck out, because honestly, I didn't know if he really watched my channel or not. I do watch his, but he pointed out that he and I are such different collectors, and he likes that because as he pointed out in the letter, it's like if we all collected the same, it'd be a pretty boring world, pretty boring YouTube verse or whatever. So I thought that was really cool. And then he included some cards, and he knows I'm a Cardinals guy. So, but he included this Bob Gibson Decollage. Really cool. And this one's sweet. Mark McGuire, Lords of the Diamond. And it's got that refractoring. It's die cut. Ozzie Smith, Steal of a Deal. I showed this before on my channel, but it's the only card from his playing days that references the trade here to St. Louis. And then this Allen and Ginter Ozzie Smith card. Really cool. And then, Treavor, he's more of like a vintage pre-war guy. And he included this 1955 Johnny Riddle. I like that 55 set. It's got the Ken Boyer rookie card in it. So, Treavor, thank you very much. Here soon, I'm going to put them in my card community binder. Really awesome having you represented in that collection. So thank you. I also picked up a book, K Chronicles. I have not read it yet, but Russ over at Collecting Nolan, he actually got to interview the author, Dennis Marksbury. But it ties in baseball cards and Nolan Ryan's career, ton of highlights, and includes a lot of the players and things like that were important throughout all these milestones that Nolan Ryan had achieved. And so definitely because like the baseball card tie-in is why I wanted to pick it up after watching that interview. So I'm going to link the interview down below in the description box, and then maybe after watching that, you'll want to pick up the book too. And I'll be sure to do a book report because that's kind of what I do, right? After I get a chance to read it. So anyway, this past Thursday, at the recording of this video anyway, was opening day, and I waited years to go to another opening day, and whatever, I'm not going to get into it, but I'm pretty frustrated and, I mean, quite honestly, pissed off that I couldn't go, but whatever, can't do anything about it now. Anyway, knowing that I was not going to be able to go to it the day before, there was, I guess, some free time, so the kids and I went to Ballpark Village because I wanted to go to two places. The first being the store Baseballism. They got their online retail store, and then they also have like physical storefronts. And there's one in St. Louis, and like I've been to the one in San Francisco, but I had seen a hat online that I wanted, and it just didn't make any sense to buy it online when there's a store about a half hour from me, and it's next to or close to the Cardinals Hall of Fame Museum that I want to go to anyway, right? And it's across the street from Bush. So anyway, I'm wearing the hat, and they have like this Star Spangled Banner line, I guess, because I also saw a shirt, and that's what this hat is. And I specifically wanted the navy blue because, well, that's the color of the uniform that I used to wear. But yeah, it's the Home of the Brave hat. And I tell you what, baseballism, their hats, super comfortable. Way more comfortable than like a New Era hat. So if you're thinking about them, I mean, they got some really cool designs. I recommend it. Side note, there's a next to baseballism, there's going to be one of those Tom Brady card stores. Super gross. Can't stand that guy. Should go out there like protest or something, but whatever. I noticed that, and whatever. But what was cool is we were walking around, and on the way to the store, uh, there's like this hotel or something, and there's a bunch of people out there, getting out of their cars and with their luggage and everything, and we're kind of like walking through, and I look over, and I said this out loud like an idiot, but I was like, "Holy shit, that's Tony LaRussa!" And he just kind of looked at me, and I was like, so I asked him if he would take a picture with my kids, and he was nice enough to do that. And both my kids were, especially my daughter, was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "The greatest manager of all time, Tony LaRussa." Duh. He just kind of chuckled, but I didn't bother him for anything else. No autographs or nothing like that. Just the one picture. So, but I mean, that's just so damn cool. Walking around the area and whatnot, and you run into a legend. And so yeah, that was really neat. So then after that, we went to the Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum because the previous Saturday, um, they opened an exhibit for the 1926 World Series because it's the 100th anniversary of it. And previously I had shown like footage and everything like that of the 20th anniversary 2006 World Series exhibit that they opened up. But Saturday, yeah, I had to work because my work schedule is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I do 12-hour shifts, and so I couldn't go to it. Little side piece is Saturday was my birthday, and my wife had, I don't know where she found this, but found this Bob Gibson red jacket statue, and I had shown the red shandies of this before, so that's really cool. And if you notice right here, I have a shelf um, where it's like a Cardinals Hall of Fame shelf, right? And so this is perfect for that. That's really cool. Um, and then while we were there, I went into the little store and whatnot, and it kind of sucks because they don't have like a lot of Cardinals Hall of Fame memorabilia or things to buy. So, picked up a couple postcards, and again, I put those on the shelf, and a magnet that I stick up there too. So that was kind of neat. So before I get into like the exhibit and everything, there's a lot of neat stuff to do there that I didn't show the last time, but they got these like photo opportunity things that you can do. Like I'll show this one. It's you can make your own plaque, and it's like this one is the one we made for my son there. That's really kind of neat. I might do that for myself at some point in time, but the kids had a lot of fun with that kind of stuff. And then what else is really neat is there's this area where you can hold or you can wear either a 2006 or 2011 World Series ring. And so my daughter did that. She really dug that, right? Ring with a ton of diamonds on there. But then you could also hold a bat, and they have so I think there's like six choices that you can pick from, and they have three legends and three current players. And like my daughter wanted to hold the Lars Newbar bat because it was the pretty one. My son wanted the Mason Wynn bat, but it's not like he knew what he was picking. So of course, what did I do? An Ozzie Smith bat. So that's awesome. It's not the first time I've done it, but I can't not do it whenever I go there. So really neat stuff. But anyway, like I said, I got some footage of the exhibit, so I'm gonna pull that up here. Oh, let me restart that. Here we go. So when you walk in, It's really kind of neat because it's got like the ticket prices of the World Series as you walk in, and then this little placard right here kind of sets the stage for the what the exhibit's going to be about. The Yankees Cardinals World Series in 26. A little fun fact that over the next 21 years, 15 World Series was won by either of the two teams. So we'll keep moving, and here there's a little Babe Ruth thing where you can practice forging his signature because it's probably the most forged signature. Maybe along with Mickey Mantle, who knows? But a little fun thing to do, I guess. My daughter thought it was kind of funny. But then he comes over to this wall right here, and I really dig this. They had something similar for the 2006 exhibit, and what it is, it takes you from the beginning of the season all the way to the World Series win. So you can sit there and kind of read all the the high points and important dates along the way throughout that 26th season. Then you keep going along here, and then a lot of you guys, you might have to change your pants after this one. But anyway, so this is an exhibit for or a part of the exhibit is for Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, and those are bats of theirs. Now that jersey, that's not an authentic Babe Ruth jersey. It's just a Mitchell and Ness for, I guess, display purposes. But obviously those two guys are probably the most iconic Yankees of that team, and there's some other memorabilia pieces in there. But yeah, I mean Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig. I mean, holy cow, right? But really cool stuff. And one of the things that I like that they do is underneath the specific exhibit is there's a descriptions of what each item is, and then here's more for Babe Ruth. Again, really cool stuff. I mean, I know Babe Ruth stuff. They've had like traveling exhibits for like Major League Baseball Hall of Fame and all kinds of stuff. But when you get to see stuff like that, that's really neat. And then here was a little binder, and it goes by player. Um, their stats for the season and also the World Series. And then there's also like stories of the team, of the series, and things like that. Um, and then there's not footage of it there, but they had subsequent pages for documenting reunions of that 26 team later on. And so like there's images in there from 1946, the 20th anniversary, that shows some of the 26 team with the likes of Stan Musial and everything. So that was pretty neat to see and go through. And then here you got some pictures, not commonly seen, I don't think anyway, except for that Grover Cleveland Alexander picture. That's pretty iconic. And this display was, I thought, mind blowing because that jersey right there is an authentic Grover Cleveland Alexander Cardinals jersey. So that one kind of blew me away. And then there's some other trinkets and memorabilia of the time. That picture underneath the jersey was really cool, of the team. And like I said, it gives you a description of what all those pieces are. And then this I thought was just amazing, right? So all these bats, you got bats from Jim Bottomley, Chick Hafey, yes, Jesse Haynes. You got Rogers Hornsby. It's just unbelievable that these exist. Especially in today's world, that they didn't get cut up and put into baseball cards, right? So really neat. And like I said, it tells you who's bats who's down below there. And then just some more mind blowing memorabilia. You have Rogers Hornsby glove, Jim Bottomley glove, the cardigan jacket, another bat program. I mean, just it is wild. Tickets, scorecards, wild to see that stuff. And then the exhibit kind of closes out because who are the the biggest players from each team. You got Ruth and Hornsby, just legends of their time, right? And so really cool exhibit. Uh, did not disappoint. And I mean, if you happen to be in the St. Louis area this year and you're checking out a game or whatever, definitely make it over to the Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum. The 2006 exhibit I thought was phenomenal. It was also a year that I remember. And then you can just walk across the way and have that 1926 stuff. It was just blew my mind. That stuff you get to see, and then of course the rest of the museum is amazing too. I'll get footage of some of that stuff, you know, another time because it's nice breaking it up and showing you all this kind of stuff. But before I close out, got to show some baseball cards. Show some stuff that I have at least for that 2016. It's not much. All these cards I've showed before, but Rogers Hornsby, batter up, Jesse Haynes, Jim Bottomley, Chick Hafey, and then another guy who one of his bats was in that one picture, but Billy Southworth, Billy Southworth, and I do need to get a better card of him to be represented within this collection, but he was on that 1926 team. We know of him more so of greater fame, leading the 40s teams to greatness, but absolutely awesome. And then one of my collections, which I guess they stopped doing this, which is really disappointing because there are several years that are not going to be represented if they did in fact stop. But they, for many years, they did a beer stein giveaway celebrating World Series and league championship teams. And this is the 1926 World Series. And it goes game by game. So starting here, you got game one, and then it goes all the way through game seven. Absolutely amazing. The players that are represented on here: Gehrig, Alexander, Haynes, Ruth, Alexander again, Ruth, and Hornsby. But yeah, really cool stuff. Because if they stopped, I'm gonna be super disappointed because there's not a 1934 one. But anyway, that was a bunch of stuff for my trip to the Cardinals Hall of Fame. Ballpark Village. It was kind of neat being around. And thank you, Trevor, for the cards. And I'm looking forward to reading another book, doing another book report. Yeah, I was not like this when I was in school, But anyway, hope you all liked it. Thanks for watching.